I'm going to come out and say it. I think that this is going to be the most popular synthesizer of the year. Hello and welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack Duxbury and this is the brand new synthesizer from Dreadbox in Greece called the Typhon. Let's unbox it and see what the bloody thing sounds like. Oh, I'm going to carry on doing it with one finger irrationally. Quick start guide. A little bit of foam. Still going with one finger. Whoever designed the packaging is killing it. Can I do... Oh. Anyway, let's plug it in. First patch out of the gate is called D-Tune. Press load. Are you sure? Yes, I am damn sure. And I'm just gonna play the thing. Fatness. I'm looking at Tay because out of the box, that was a win. It's such a rare win. It's such a rare win for me. I love it. Let me tell you a little bit more about it. In the box we have two analog oscillators. We have an analog filter, 24 dB per octave. We also have two envelopes, one for the filter and one for the amp. We have three modulators, which are LFOs, but they can also be envelopes as well. So a lot of modulation capability. And then they've paired up with this lovely chap called Sine Vibes. Go check out his website. I've heard about him through doing effects for some of the Korg NTS1 patches. He's one of these industrious chaps that's making third-party effects. And they teamed up with him. And what I heard on that first patch is a lot of what he's bringing to the table as well, all in a little box that's powered by USB with full-size MIDI in. We've got left and right proper stereo outputs, and we have a mono audio in on the back. We're going to hear that in a bit, but let's start playing a bit more. Let's go for patch 2, Electra, and I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. We got a sequencer in here, and I'm hoping that when I hit play that I get something. Now what I'm hearing there is it's a monophonic synthesizer, but there's a super amount of fatness coming out from the speakers. I hope you're feeling that fatness. And what seems to be cool is when I hit load here, if I go to a different preset, let's go for Birth. Very serious preset name. Hit play. This is what Birth sounds like. That's very, very tasteless, I know. But, come on, this thing is, check out the price. I can never tell you the price, because we never know. I don't know what's going on outside in the world. I haven't been outside for a few months. But check out the price. It's very competitive price. I think we've already sold out of our stock. But get in there for the next bunch that turn up from Dreadbox, because I am sure this is going to be a hit. I am 100%. Just that sound is so expansive. Let's get back to playing it. I've told you about what's in there. Should we go through the bits individually? Yeah, because we've got another video where we're going to play the presets. Check that one out. Let's do it. We're going to load up an initial preset. I've gone to bank D here. If I go back, we've got 4 banks. Plenty of room. They've got a bucket load of presets in there. We've gone to bank D, load, initial, yes please. Oh yeah, come on. And this is what it sounds like. So we can hear what's going on in Oscillator Town. Now, it took my little pea brain a bit to get round it. If you want to see a very thorough walkthrough, Loopop, as always, just did a video on a lovely, almost a video manual explaining all the ins and outs of it. But very quickly, in case you're interested in buying it from us, this wave knob in the middle does quite a few things at once. In this state, if I move it round to here, and it has a little triangle sign and 2, that means that I'm listening to oscillator 2. So when I play it, so we've just got a triangle going there. If I go up and if I move this, let's put this down to 0. Also in the tuning, you'll hear that it's slightly free tuning at the beginning. I think that's really thoughtful, because if you just want to detune things slightly, that's great. But then as you go further up, you get semitones. Very thoughtful. Nice one, guys. And I'm going to turn this and hear what happens. We have morphed into now a square wave, or pulse width, into a pulse wave, sorry, with a triangle. And now we have 2 oscillators going. So in a way, it's doing volume of the oscillators, it's a mixer, and it's doing what oscillator we're listening to, so 2 things at once. And the shape of the wave is changing, so 3 things really. Let's move around, and then this one should move from those 2 waves back to just a pulse wave on its own. And then we're going to move around to pulse wave, I don't know, I'm just going to call it square wave, and saw. Same pulse to look like I know what I'm talking about. I don't really. And now we've got 2 saw waves, we can detune them. Oh no, I haven't. No, this is just 1 saw wave on oscillator 2. 2 saw waves at the end. Locked in, let's detune them. Time to listen to the filter. Sweep it down. Really brassy and explosive. Those first 2 patches we listened to, you could hear this kind of explosive, big 80s synth sound, like a bit of resonance on there. Resonance. Meaty goodness. We've got envelope level. The envelopes are accessed by hitting this button. So we've got the filter about halfway. And I go over to here, I hit this. Got ADSR for the filter and the amp here on these faders. To switch between them, I hit this button here. This is quite an important little button on the synth, but it's often telling you what it's doing in the bottom right hand corner. I found it pretty easy for the few moments I've been here. So we're in the filter ADSR. That means we can start changing how the filter's behaving. If I move these down, then send a bit to it. This is how you send it to the envelope. And we can flick between them with this button here as well. And now we're on the amp end, so I can affect how the note comes in, how slowly it comes in. Put a bit of release on there. And this brings us to these two knobs over here. So with regards to the amp time, when you've got a setting like that, this, from what I've seen, they call a multiplier. So if we go to the left, it'll just shorten everything in the envelope. If we go to the right, it'll lengthen everything. So when the sequences are running, I'll show it on a sequence, but let's do it with this one note. The most extreme example ever. You saw it get a lot longer. And then that gets a lot shorter. Let's do it with a sequence, and I think it kind of makes sense from what little time I've had. Let's go, yes, load, load, and we're going to go back, and we're going to go to A, and we're going to go for Dracos. Dracos Duxbury. Let's do it, play. I'm going to try use these multipliers to shorten up the envelopes and see get a snappier sound. Let's try. So that's a really clever way to make everything on here has been scaled and made very accessible. Normally I have to take a bit of time before I get on camera. I'm only here a few days a week, days a month, and I don't have much time with the synthesizers. This, everything's been scaled to, I haven't really crashed yet. I feel like I've got a lot of support in my, it's like a running shoe with a lot of cushioning. Doing a lot of running, I've seen all the running videos. Everyone's big into cushioning, aren't you, Tay-Tay? Same thing. This has got a lot of cushioning. This is like a Nova Blast, if you're into it. Any runners out there? Right, let's do it. Let's flick through some more of the presets and you can have a hear of thing. Let's hear a few of these presets then. Taylor, you're gonna have to choose, mate, I'm sorry. You get to choose from Dreams, Panas, or Fatty. I love just hitting the play. Woo! Everything I was just describing, that's that in action. I thought, oh, I want it a bit shorter and plucky, and all of it is very well scaled together, and I feel very comfortable. You can feel really, if you're a DJ and you're used to kind of blagging that you're into music, this is exactly for you, I think. Sorry, all the DJs out there. Sorry, not sorry. Right, I heard the effects there, and let's talk about the effects. Let's stay on this patch and see what's going on. When we're in the main screen, you can see these 3 modulators, but we'll go over to effects. We scroll over, and we've got a distortion in effects 1. Effects 2 is some type of modulation, and effects 3 is called reflections, so you get time-based effects. Let's have a listen to some of the distortions on this patch. If I turn the mix down on the other things, mix down on here, and mix down on here, mix Taylor from that pedal show. So that's the same patch. No effects. And let's bring in some of the S-curve distortion. Really meaty. You can change the type of it with this button. So now we're tri-clip. And then this is shred. Shred West. Effects 2. Let's go back to the original one, which we had Oh, we've got bit crush in there. Oh, got all that stuff. Let's do the bit crush. Bit crush is always underwhelming to me. I don't know why. It's really useful in a mix for making something small or interesting, but on its own, I'm just giving you a little personal taste there. Hard clip. Cool, distortions for days. Now we've got modulations. Ensemble, flange. Flangelina Jolie. Chorus. They're the modulation effects, but come on. The first thing I heard when I turned on this box is the reverb. It's unbelievable. I want to put it on it. Let's do it. I'm going over to effects 3. No, I don't want your delay. I don't want your ping pong. I want the reverb. Mix it down. Let's hear it. It is so posh. I'm hoping to use this audio input, and we'll show it off in a bit, because for the price of it, this is the same price as some multi-effects pedals. And I'm excited to see what other things sound like through this, because when you go in through the, it's mono input, but you get to go through the filter and the effects, so we'll listen to that in just a moment. But one more patch before we talk about the sequencer, how we change it. Addicted to that reverb. One thing I didn't talk about in the oscillator was you've got analog frequency modulation on that oscillator. So when I get down to this far left bit, let's have a listen. Turn off that. Dig it, dig it, dig it. Right, we've got a sequence going on. This they've omitted all the vowels, but this means sequencer. And we can hit play, and the sliders attain to these values: step, octave, note, gate, and velocity. So let's have a play with it and see what happens. So you're seeing, I think you could, there's a great video of the guy that made these effects, Sine Vibes. I love you, man. You've got some really cool videos out there. And he's taken this along with a battery pack into a field, and he's playing through it just using the sequencer in there. You can't input the notes in to the sequencer with anything other than the sliders, but I think there's word on the street that you should be able to do that in the future, as this is brand spanking new. But I quite like the fact that it's self-contained, and you could go and make sequences, store it in a field, analog oscillator, oh, with your OP1. Wouldn't it be great if I had an OP1? Plug the OP1 in the external audio input. If we go to load and go to bank C, it's got a preset called external input. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And then what this, there's no way to keep the gate open without triggering a key. So they've been really thoughtful and put this little preset in. And that allows me to just plug my OP1 in, and I've got something I recorded in the tape last night, and I hit play, I should hear it. Cool, so we can put a little bit of reverb on that. Let's try that. Beautiful reverb on there. I'm going to take the filter off I've got on this, and let's turn the reverb down. Let's hear the beat that I've got going, the dank beat. Now what's cool is I can use the filter in here to filter it down instead of the internal one. hours of fun. I love this thing. I love this thing. I can imagine you playing guitar into it. Maybe I can convince Danish Pete to do that. Anyway, we've gone through the sequencer, oscillators, all that stuff. Let's do some final conclusions and I'll tell you more about the availability and the price perhaps. I'm going to come out and say it. I think that this is going to be the most popular synthesizer of the year. I think it's going to be the most popular synthesizer of the year. One of the main reasons is that it's only £315 at the moment if you order it on the website. As of what we're in July, end of July 2020, 315. Don't be cross at me when the price changes, but right now it's 315. Now they're sold out everywhere, but we're assured that they're trying their best to make more of these. Because for £315, that's less than the price of some of the Strymon pedals, right? Oh, yeah. I'm looking at Tay. And just for the effects alone, if you're a keyboard player like me, or you're using it as an effects box, it's incredible. It's much smaller than you'd imagine as well. And the sound of it is incredible. Check out the one where I'm not blabbering on, and we're going to just play through the presets, hopefully with some cool visuals or whatever. I don't know, they're going to be cool, but we're trying it. We're trying to change. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing. If you don't, let us know. We'll try to learn from it. But for 315 quid, I'd slap, you can put £31 deposit on the website, and that holds it for when it comes in. You can do it on the 0% finance, so it'd be £30 a month for 9 months. Come on. You can't go to the pub anymore. Spend the money on this. Definitely. I love it. Right, we're going to play out with one more preset using the... I can actually escape this video. Oh, we're there, leaving it going. Right, yes. I want to load. Load. Back. Bank A. Taylor. I'm just... The last preset, preset 64, is called Moussaka. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you learnt something from this. Anyway, see you later. This is such a cool bit of kit.